Eli Lilly shares. Let's have a look at those after that news that we just reported that the pharma giant released more data on its obesity pill. Patients with obesity and diabetes lost about 10.5% of their body weight. The data clears the way for Lilly to seek regulatory approval. Shares are at 1.7%. When they got some data on this a month or so ago, or just under a month ago, they did fall. Let's get clarity on which bit of the data outweighs the other. Tim Anderson, Bank of America Securities senior pharma analyst, joins us with more on this. First of all, can we just break down, Tim, the drug we're talking about? I'm going to mispronounce orforglipron. There we go. And this is an oral weight loss drug?
Yes, that's right. So the weight loss drugs you hear about the most in the news these days are injectable. This is an oral version of the GLP-1. So it's a pill-based therapy that you would take once a day.
And we clarify the data we got earlier this month versus the data today. What's your interpretation on it?
Yes, so we've had 3 different phase 3 results report out now. The first set of results were in pure diabetics, and that was from the Achieve-1 trial. And that delivered what investors were hoping for in the stock at rally. The second trial that just came out earlier in August was Attain-1, and that was in a pure obese population. And that fell a little short of what investors were looking for, and the stock had gotten hit pretty hard. And then this morning's results from Attain-2 look at patients that have both obesity and diabetes together. And the results look in line, I'd say, with what we were looking for, which is why the stock looks like it's up a little bit pre-market.
So sum it up for us. Is this really good news in total? Will Eli now have the best oral weight loss drugs or not?
So you have one main competitor in the space, which is Novo Nordisk, who'll be launching an oral version of their GLP-1 that's called oral semaglutide. And the products look like they have about a similar level of weight loss. You have a restriction with the Novo Nordisk product in terms of how you take it. You have to take it in the morning. You have to take it on an empty stomach. So that does a little bit disadvantage it competitively. Lilly's drug, you don't have that food restriction. So with comparable weight loss, with comparable tolerability, things like nausea, and a little bit easier to take, I do think this will probably be the market-leading product, which is also a commonly held view. The workhorse product for Lilly is still likely to be the injectable products that you hear about in the news, Mounjaro and Zepbound.
Tim, why is that? Because you'd think the pill would be it.
Yeah, because a once-a-week shot with a pen device where you don't even see the needle, you don't even feel the needle, and you get better efficacy, and it's already established itself as the brand in the marketplace that I think docs are used to. There is some geographic variation on needle phobia. So outside the U.S., it's more common to have some fears about taking a needle. So the oral might actually do better ex-U.S. than in the U.S. But it is just patient preference. And I think commonly folks look at a pill and say, why wouldn't that do better? I think it's time on market with the injectable plus better efficacy is the reason that product may end up being the
But Tim, am I wrong to believe, and we've all talked about this table, that I have a view, maybe I'm wrong, that we're all going to be taking some version of this sooner or later, and it would be the pill version that would be the thing, especially for people who might not be diabetic or pre-diabetic, but people who are just trying to maintain weight or lose a little bit of weight. Wouldn't they be more inclined to do this pill situation?
It's patient preference. There's a line of thinking at the moment, which is maybe when you're an obese patient, you initially go on the heavy hitter injectable product to get that maximal weight loss. And then you can actually transition from the injectable to an oral to maintain that weight loss. So those studies haven't yet been done. They're in process now. And it does make sense. I mean, what's your goal when you're trying to lose weight? You're probably trying to lose as much weight as possible. So maybe the paradigm is going to be take that weekly injection first and then switch to an oral. We don't know that that's going to be how it plays out, but that's one very plausible scenario. Now, some patients, like you say, if they've never taken a needle before, maybe they want the oral. Others might want the most efficacious product and are willing to take that needle. So it will, be different things for different patients.